Hey guys, what's up? Commander here. Welcome to my WrestleMania 31 review. That ending was freaking incredible. Absolutely awesome. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was so good. It was just, I was marking out so hard. I'm gonna get into it. So there's loads of people hating on it already. It's so stupid. People just hate for the sake of hating, but I loved it. The ending was just awesome, truly awesome. But I'll get to it. First off, the kickoff. Uh, I want to talk about Lana. There was a backstage thing with Lana. It was kind of cool to see that she was going to be back. I had a feeling she'd be back. It was good that she was back. But the other thing that I thought was really awesome and a sweet moment was J&J Security. They're like talking and blah 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 blah, and he's making coffee, and then they run into Gerald Briscoe. Is that his name, Gerald Briscoe? And Pat Patterson. I thought this was epic, and I wasn't even watching WWE when Briscoe and Patterson was, doing their thing in with Vince and that. I didn't start watching until like 2001 when I was like 7. But I know my shiz. I know my shiz about wrestling, and I just thought this was a truly awesome moment. And Briscoe calls them what a bunch of stooges or something. It was so awesome. It was just a really cool moment. Kind of a shame it was on the pre-show, but I just thought that was a really really cool moment. It was really good. Tell me what you thought of it. If you've been a fan, you probably thought of it. It was cool yourself. And if you don't know who it was, and you're probably like, "What the hell is this?" But I don't think there was anything else really. Um, on the pre-show that was worth mentioning. But some guy called Aloe Vera, I'm kidding, Aloe Black or somebody, I'd never even heard of him, sung America the Beautiful or something, blah 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 blah. I tried to watch it on the network as well, but I was behind because I've been watching the Hall of Fame all day, was which I think the Hall of Fame is probably the easiest and most enjoyable show to watch. 'Cause it's like funny and it's interesting. It was just really good, and emotional at times, a couple of times tearing up a little bit. It was just really good. I really enjoyed the Hall of Fame. Like I was thinking about not watching it, and then I watched it, and it's just easy and enjoyable to watch. I just like it. But he sung that thing, and then we get on to. Oh no, that didn't happen. That's just before. Okay, that's before the pre-show. Okay, getting confuzzled. But we have the Fatal 4-Way match. Cesaro, Kid versus Matadors versus the New Day, or the New Day, and versus the Usos. This was a really cool match. It's probably my second or third favorite match of the show, the entire show. There were so many good moments, and it was just action packed from the beginning. There was a point where the ref said somebody wasn't legal, and it seemed to me like it was the Matador that wasn't legal, but then like it was the wrong Matador. But then then he just tagged out, and the ref thought that was okay. I was like, what the fuck? And then he tried to pin Big E, and it was okay. Like I was like, well, what the fuck? It didn't even make sense. But there was so many good moments. There was points where bloody Natalia and El Torito and Naomi was involved and doing loads of shit. It was so good. It was a really awesome match that probably shouldn't have been on the pre-show, but it was so good. There was a variation of the Tower of Doom, pretty awesome spot there. Cesaro doing the suplex thing from the middle rope. I think one of the Usos did it as well, Jimmy Uso. Eventually ended with Jimmy Uso doing the splash onto Big E. Then Cesaro comes in, throws him out, and gets the pin. It was really good. I loved it. There was just a lot of awesome moments. It's free. You can go and watch it. Well, it's on the network, so no, it's not free. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. It was really good. The only thing I'd say is Cesaro. I think it would be good if they had like a unified look or at least colors or something. But it's not a big deal to me. It's not a big deal. But I just think it would kind of be better, I think. But it's not a big deal. I like them. And Cesaro, people say he hasn't got charisma or that. I was just watching those live update things, which was a load of pish. But Cesaro was on there, and he's fucking really good. He's really good on the microphone. He was doing all this stuff, him and Tyson Kidd, mostly Cesaro, and he's good on the mic. You know, Vince is just speaking a load of shit, and Cesaro just keeps proving him wrong and proving him wrong. The guy is bloody charismatic. If you let him be himself and you let him do his thing, like a lot of people, they'd be darn good on the mic. They would. They'd be darn good, darn good. But we got the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I thought I was going to see something with Curtis Axel, maybe. I forgot to even mention him in my predictions, but I thought he might have actually won it, but nope. Everybody eliminated him in like the first few seconds. He ripped his shirt off and then everybody eliminated him. And all the guys that was in the tag match was in the match as well. Hideo Itami got wrecked and by Big Show, I know that. I remember that. I don't really know why anybody from NXT was plonked into this. It seemed kind of pointless. I doubt he'll be on the main roster from now on, because I mean, other people have been in the Rumble and stuff and then didn't go up to the main roster, so I doubt he will. I seen a thing on Twitter where Zack Ryder said he's coming after Bo Dallas because Bo Dallas eliminated him, so maybe Bo Dallas will come back, feud with Zack Ryder. I doubt it, but and Bo Dallas is also calling his goatee thing the Bo-Tee. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. But eventually it ended with Miz and Mizdow and Big Show at the end. What's it saying here? Mizdow pulls Show over the top rope, similar to 2004 Royal Rumble, but Show shoves Mizdow over the top rope and gets the win. What happened in the 2004 Royal Rumble? I don't know. I didn't see it. But I felt that Mizdow should have won this, and it should have been the thing with maybe Miz forcing him to get out, but then he maybe goes to do it and then shoves Miz out. But he threw him out anyway. It was a cool moment. And I thought he was maybe gonna like do something crazy and put Big Show out, but Big Show won. Kind of sucked, but yeah, it was, you know, it was what it was. You know, I don't think this thing should be annual. It's just sort of the same thing, you know, every time. You know, you can't really make these things different every year. You know, I mean, there's already the Royal Rumble. You know, tell me your thoughts on that. If that should stop being yearly, maybe just do it maybe once every 5 years or something. I don't know, but it just seems like a way to get everybody on the show. But is it worth it? I don't think so. But there's that. We have now starting the official show. We have the Intercontinental Championship, where one of the sickest and probably stupidest spots, or it was done stupidly. We have the Intercontinental title match with Banyas Barrett, Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, Ziggler, Harper, R-Truth, Stardust. This was just insane. Luke Harper did a power bomb on Dean Ambrose through a ladder on the outside, which was on the ring and the thingy barricade, and Dean Ambrose landed head first through this thing. Like, what the fuck? He could have died. He could have died. That was stupid. So stupid. I mean, yeah, it's a shocking moment or whatever, but the guy could have died. The guy could be seriously hurt right now and we don't know anything about it. I don't know. But I haven't seen anything, but that is just stupid. He landed head first through this ladder. Just insane. Absolutely insane. And the other big moment was Barrett doing the superplex from the top of the ladder at Stardust. And at the beginning there was loads of guys jumping on each other at the ramp and stuff. And Stardust brought out this like bedazzled, I don't know, ladder, and it was kind of funny because Barrett was looking at it, he was like, "What the fuck?" And he just like threw it and broke it, and then took the step thing. There is an official word for it, but I can't remember what it is, and starts like beating the hell out of Stardust with it. But eventually, Ryan and Ziggler were going wild with punches and then headbutts, and eventually Bryan got him down and got the title belt. Bryan won. Loads of yes chants. It was good. It was decent. You know, I mean, I don't know why they don't go for table matches. I mean, I think a table match probably be safer as well because you're breaking the fall going through tables. I think we should maybe see some more table matches in the WWE. I just think it would be safer than ladder matches. I mean, ladder matches are pretty brutal, and I just think that spot with Dean Ambrose was unnecessary because it could have killed the guy or seriously hurt him. And maybe he is seriously hurt and we don't know anything about it. But I just think that was stupid. Tell me what you thought of it, but I thought that was stupid and could have seriously hurt the guy. And also, they should try and go for stadiums that are closed because the chants don't get loud enough. You, like last year, you heard it really well because it was a closed thing, but this time it was open and the sound just goes away. It doesn't stay enclosed in the stadium, so you weren't hearing the chants as well, which you'll get into in a little bit with the Rock segment thing. Yeah, the Rock returned. Next we got Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. Oh, also I'll tell you the times for the thing according to Wikipedia. The tag match got 9 minutes 58. The 30-man battle royal was 80 minutes. Kind of surprised. The ladder match was 30 minutes 47. The thingy was 18:05, and then the next match, Randy Orton, 30 minutes 15. This was a good match. It was decent. Orton says he stole the show. He said in some exclusive thing that he stole the show. It was a good match, but I wouldn't say it stole the show. Definitely not. It was good, but I wouldn't say that it stole the show. It's my opinion, Maybe you loved it. But it was good. The highlight was definitely the end, which Seth Rollins goes for a curb stomp. Randy Orton pushes him up really high into the air and hit an RKO. It was freaking sick. Absolutely sick. But what I thought was going to happen, when I seen Seth, it looked like he was going to go for the Phoenix Splash, is it? And I thought, oh, Orton. The way Orton was lying, I thought he's going to get up and he's going to RKO him when he does this Phoenix Splash. And if that happened, that would have been fucking insane. It really would have. It would have been an amazing moment. But the RKO that he did was still incredible. It really was. But yeah, good match. I liked it. Randy Orton won. And he was also back to the old gear. It looked a bit it was good sort of nostalgic, I guess, to see him with the coloured gear and the elbow pads. I think the elbow pads is a cool look. I don't know. Some people they don't wear it a lot, but I think the elbow pads, it looks cool. I don't know. I just think it does, especially he's just got his like pants or whatever coloured, but everything else is black. I just think it looks cool. I liked it. See a thingy with Ronda Rousey sitting ringside, blah 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 blah. Then we got AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins. I can't really remember much about this match. It was okay. It was decent. I can't really remember. I'm looking through, but I'm not seeing anything that really stood out. Oh yeah, AJ was on the thing and then she countered it with a DDT. She had her up for something and then she countered it with a DDT. Nothing really special. It was good, but nothing special, Paige slammed Bray into steel steps, and then AJ hit the Black Widow. Boom, done. Nothing special. I mean, they only got. It says here that it was only 6 minutes 42, so yeah, they didn't give much time. Next, we have what? Was Triple H and Sting before the bell? Is it saying Wikipedia it was, but on here it isn't. On the wrestling site I'm on, it isn't. They cut it out. They cut out bloody Sting in this results thing. Oh, well, bloody Triple H and Sting. Now this was a good match. It started off slow, sort of old school. I was liking it. It was good, and then it got a little bit too rest holdy. That's a word. It got a little bit too rest holdy, in my opinion. Where's the frickin' thing for it? Oh, there it goes. I found it. Having to find a totally other article about it, but this was really good. Also, Triple H's entrance. Oh my god, that was awesome. That was so cool. I heard there was a thing that Triple H sent was going to be amazing, and oh my god, it was. It was so cool when he when you seen him coming up, and then the robots coming up as well. That was so cool, and the other guys in the back as well. Uh, I can't really remember what they looked like. Was it like sort of like Star Wars, like he had some weird helmet thing on? I can't remember. But and Arnold Schwarzenegger pops up and saying stuff. I just thought it was so cool. This Triple H thing was just that was so epic. It really was so good. And he had the like the eye thing and that. It was so good, so good. Sting. I want to talk about Sting's entrance as well. It went on way too long. That whole drumming thing. That could have been cut in half or more. By the time it was almost done, I was like, come on. It was just the same thing. Same bloody stupid drumming thing. I was like, come on. That was just a waste of time. That easily could have been cut in half. And it was just pointless, really. I don't really see the point of it. Um, but a good match. It was old school, like I was saying. Then the rest whole thing. But then well, actually at this point I was behind. I was already behind with having to catch up with other stuff. And the network started fucking up because I tried watching on the network. And then I went to get something to eat and I came back and it started fucking up and I seen something that I really didn't want to see because it was in the middle of this match, in the middle of when DX and that came out, and then when I was trying to turn my computer off, Twitter was on, and I seen Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin Music and Sting, but I was like, oh well. But it was still, when I watched it, it was still awesome, like DX music set, and they said, Cole was saying it was a no DQ match. When the hell was this announced? I went back and watched the introduction and Lillian didn't say it, although it could be her 497th Botcharuski. She maybe forgot to say it, but it wasn't announced as a no DQ match. But X-Pac and Road Dogg and that come in, but Sting like wrecks them all. Triple H goes, he hit the pedigree, Big Sting kicks out. Triple H goes to grab the sledgehammer, then the NWO music hits, out comes Hogan, Hall and Nash. I wasn't sure if Hogan was going to be there, but he was, which was pretty sweet. And they start fighting, and the NWO sort of get the better of him. Triple H gets dropped with the Scorpion Death Drop, Sting pins, but Triple H kicks out. He's got him in the Scorpion Death Lock. Triple H goes for the sledgehammer, Hogan grabs it. They fight again. I couldn't believe this, but Hogan bloody took a bump like into the post, but I couldn't believe Scott Hall taking a back, body drop or whatever it's called. I couldn't believe that. I mean, I was like, what? How is he taking that? I couldn't believe it because he's had his problems and what have you, but he's been doing the DDP yoga, so maybe he's all right. I couldn't believe that. I was really shocked at that. And Nash selling a bloody quad tear. I don't know if he actually did it. I think it was maybe just thingying. But this was so good. This was freaking awesome. Maybe 10 years or so too late, but it was still so awesome. But Shawn Michaels comes in, hits the Sweet Chin Music. The guy thingying this says, "This is insane." Triple H goes for the cover, but Sting kicks out. Billy Gunn goes with the sledgehammer. I'm just basically recapping the entire thing here, but it was freaking awesome. It really was. Triple H at the sledgehammer. Scott Hall gives the baseball bat to Sting. Sting thingied the hammer in half, which was so cool. And Sting sort of taking control, but then Triple H grabs like the little half of the hammer and nails him and gets the pin. I was kind of surprised to see Triple H win, but the way it was done, it was actually really good. A lot of people were saying that like Triple H getting his way or whatever. I don't know, maybe I'd say it's more of a Vince thing, but the way it was done, it was actually okay. Will they have a rematch? I mean, they shook hands afterwards, Triple H and Sting. Is there going to be a future NWO versus DX? Maybe SummerSlam or something? I don't know, maybe. But it was a good match. So, after the rest hold and stuff, it was really good. Like the NWO thing, that was just so cool. That was so cool. And for me, somebody who didn't even watch during the Attitude Era, and I thought this was awesome. It was really, really cool. Tell me what you thought of that. I loved it, and I can't believe I'm at 20 minutes already talking about this, and we're not even. Well, we're almost there. And the Triple H thing lasted 1836. Next, we got. I'm confused by this bloody Wikipedia thing. It's totally messing me up. We've got Cena versus Rusev for the United States Championship, and it was 40 minutes 31. Now, there was a really awesome moment here, and it was a moment that should have ended the match. It was when Cena had a springboard stunner. That should have ended the match! That should be his new finisher! That was so fucking cool! I couldn't believe it when he had it. I was like, what the fuck? It was so good! It was so good. That should have ended the match. He so should have ended it with that. But he just hit 1AA and Rusev thingy. People were talking about that, which is true. A lot of people kicked out the AA and stuff, and Rusev's been built so well. He probably should have kicked out of at least one. Cena still doing the STF, and you can just tell that there's no pressure. He can do all the facial expressions he wants, but he can get no pressure. He just got his hands like that, and you can just tell that nothing's happening. But that stunner though, it was so cool, and that should have ended the match, and that should be his finisher. That was just so cool. I thought he was maybe going for like an RKO, but the stunner that was just cool. It was so cool, and should be his finisher. Definitely. I just loved it. That was definitely the highlight of that match. And also, the crowd was chanting "Let's go Lana" and stuff, and she started lobbing her shoes in when Cena had him in the STF. She missed totally with one of them. I think the other one might have got him. I don't know, but springboard stunner for the win. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Next, we got Triple H and Stephanie McMahon coming out to announce that there was, well, so they're saying 76,976 people. Whether that's true or not, who knows? They do exaggerate these things. The Rock returned. Triple H and that were talking about how they own everybody and whatever. But The Rock comes out, which I was like, okay. I wasn't like going wild or whatever, but it was cool, I guess. But what happened afterwards was good. Like I was saying here, you could barely make out the chants they were saying, and Rock was stopping like all the time, and you could barely even hear the chants because of the open arena. But there was a thing where he said something about somebody's Johnson or something. He says Steph wouldn't be in power if it weren't for Vince McMahon's Johnson, because she was talking about all these Johnsons and Peter Maivias and all this stuff. There was a Shane O'Mac chant as well. I couldn't hear it until Michael Cole said it. You couldn't make it out. But Stephanie slapped him, and The Rock left because he wasn't going to hit her. And there was a Ronda Rousey chant, and I was like, are they actually going to do this? And I was quite surprised at a Ronda Rousey chant, considering, I didn't think the UFC was that, popular with WWE fans, but it is. And when he went over, and I was like, are they really gonna do this? And they did, and she came in, and like The Rock says, oh, he isn't gonna hit a woman, but she will. Stephanie was like basically just telling her to get out. She said some stuffs. Rock said Ronda will reach down her throat, pull her insides out, and play jump rope with her fallopian tubes. That was pretty funny. And The Rock starts laying the smack down on Triple H in the corner, and then Ronda did like a body slam, like sort of headlock takeover hip toss type of thing. It's a UFC kind of move. And then she grabbed Stephanie and was like trying to like break her arm or whatever, but then she just sort of like chucked her down. And then The Rock says that Triple H and Stephanie just got owned by Ronda Rousey, and then said his thing. If you smell what The Rock is cooking, it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. It must have lasted like half an hour or something. I don't know, especially with all The Rock's pauses. It was a pretty cool moment. And surprised considering that she's with the UFC. I thought that wouldn't happen, like with their contracts or whatever, like Ronda Rousey being in the WWE or whatever. But maybe it will happen. Maybe something will happen. Rockin' Ronda Rousey versus Triple H Stephanie WrestleMania, WrestleMania or SummerSlam maybe. Who knows? Tell me what you thought of that moment in the comments. I know this is going to be a long ass review. We're at 25 minutes and we're not even at the good part yet. Next, we got The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. 15 minutes 12. And The Undertaker defeated Bray Wyatt. I was kind of surprised. And also, after hearing rumours that Bray Wyatt like sprained his ankle or something, and it was going to fuck up the match, but it was still an alright match. It was pretty decent. What was I going to say? Yeah, Bray was walking kind of slow when he came out, so I thought, oh, maybe he is actually hurt then. But he seemed okay the entire match. He was running about and doing everything, and he seemed fine enough. So maybe it was just a load of crap, or he managed to heal up quickly. But his entrance was really cool, like the zombie scarecrow things. I thought that was really cool. I just thought that was a really cool moment. And Undertaker was wearing like his old sort of like pants with like the leather pants or the leather trousers or whatever, and like the short hair. It would have been kind of cool if he maybe came out to like the American Badass theme. I thought that would maybe be kind of a cool thing. But hey, he came out and did his thing. He did at times look kind of bad. Like there was times when King or that on the commentary were saying something about oh, that's the face. I can't remember what he said, but like the face that you should be scared of or something. That wasn't the words he used, but and I was like, what? He looks like he was dead. He did. He looked really bad at times. He looked like he was just like gasping to keep going or whatever. But good match. Taker owned most of it. Nothing really memorable. Taker eventually won with two tombstones. I thought maybe Wyatt would have won, but Taker won. I still think that Taker should have addressed the loss to Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's just such a big deal, the streak, making such a big deal about it, and then doesn't even address it. I think that's stupid. I do. And I don't really see what Taker has to gain from winning this. But at the end, it sounded to me like after he hit the tombstone and went for the pin, it sounded like Bray Wyatt said thank you. It did. I listened to it a couple of times and it sounded like he said thank you. So I think Wyatt will be okay, though. Well, I hope so anyway. I don't really know what they can do with Wyatt, though, anymore. There's only so many promos they can cut, I know he's good at them and whatever, but where can they go? I don't know. I really don't know where they can go with it. But hopefully he's alright. Hopefully it gets on good. And they announced the Chris Jericho podcast with Cena for April 6th. Apparently there's some issues with Stone Cold and in the WWE or something. I'm not sure. I haven't really read about it. Yeah, apparently they had plans for him when he got into town, but perhaps something to do with using Austin's podcast on the network again. Oh well, shit happens. Jericho's gonna do it with Cena. But next, the best match of the night by far. It was so good. It was like there's some people complaining and what have you. But I just thought it was awesome. And yeah, it would have been good to see Lesnar keep going as champ, but the way this ended was just epic. So epic. I was marking out so freaking much, and when he won, I was actually screaming. Well, not screaming, but I was actually going, yes, yes! Like, just so good, so good. Just awesome from the start. Like Lesnar, bloody slammed him in the corner, German suplex, F5 within like 30 seconds, but he didn't even go for the pin. I don't know how many suplexes there was. There was a fair few. And he said at one point, "Suplex City, bitch," to Roman Reigns. But they built Reigns like kind of like a bit of a I don't know about a badass, but well, yeah, badass would probably be the way to go. Like he was smiling and wanting more. Um, but at times I thought, get the camera on his face. Like we're just sort of seeing it, and I was like, get a bloody camera shot on this guy. You know that you're trying to build him up or whatever, and have him do this like smiling thing and be a badass. But there was times where they didn't even have a camera on it, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know, get a camera on the guy. Um, but there was some brutal bloody shots from Roman Reigns to Lesnar, as well as Lesnar to Reigns, mainly the suplexes, but Reigns had some bloody hard shots on Roman Reigns. Like he busted him open twice. I don't know about the third one in the post. It seemed to me like it was a blade job, but I watched it back a couple of times, and there was no way for Lesnar to blade. So maybe it was a legit blade. I don't know. It just seemed like the way the blade started. It just seemed maybe like a blade job to me. But I don't see where they could have possibly bladed, because it just didn't seem possible. He just banged into the post, had his hands up, and then I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you've seen it better than me. Tell me in the comments. But it was a really good match, you know. And it's good that Lesnar's gonna stay, but would have been good to see him continue as champ. Yes, it would have. I really thought there was times when I thought Reigns was gonna win. I really did. Like when they did this whole Superman punch thing, he did like 3 of them, and he finally got him down. And he went for the spear, and he had it, and I was like, oh my god, he can't. Lesnar can't not kick out of just one spear, but he did kick out. Um, but he went for the Superman punch again. Lesnar caught him and dropped him with the F5, and I thought, oh well, that's it. But he didn't go for the pin. And I was like, are you serious? That's 4 F5s. Like when he kicked out the third one, I was like, what? Like what the fuck? He kicked out a 3? Cena didn't even kick out a 3, you know? And yes, I know it's scripted. Yes, I know this, but it was just, you know, I was in it. I was in the moment. You know, it was so good. And like when Reigns was going for that Superman punch in the pin thing, I was like, no, no, don't do it, don't do it. Like I was so into it, so into it. But oh yeah, he had 2 spears, and Lesnar kicked out. Oh, yeah, that did happen. I guess it must have. I'm just after this point, I just was going ape shit. Like Seth's music hits, he comes in. I'm just going fucking mental at this point. He's cashing in. It seemed a bit weird because I've never seen a cash in the middle of a match, but they turned it into a triple threat. He kicks Reigns out, hits the curb stomp on Lesnar. He goes for another curb stomp, but Lesnar catches him, and I'm like, oh no, he's gonna lose. But then Reigns hits a fucking spear on Lesnar. Then Rollins hits a curb stomp on Reigns and gets the win. Awesome, absolutely awesome. I was just going fucking nuts for Seth Rollins. It was just so good, so good. Like, WWE saying on the thing like hashtag best mania ever. I don't know about that, but overall it was pretty good from start to finish. I'd probably give it like a B plus. You know, some of the matches could have been better, but it was really good, really good. Like I loved the ending. Some people didn't, but I think a lot of people will just complain no matter what. You know. Yes, it would have been good for Lesnar to stay as champ and go on for like another year maybe. But like Seth Rollins had to cash in eventually, you know, and I just thought that was a good way to go. I really did. I loved it. I can't believe bloody rambled here. 33 minutes. I think this might be longer than the Rumble, my Rumble one. But I just couldn't believe that ending. You know, I was just going ape shit. It was just so good, so good. Tell me what you thought of the ending. I just loved it. It was just so good. It was so good. What was I gonna say? Seth Rollins, he's going away from like wherever they are, California. He's then on a jet to bloody New York for an interview thing. Because when I seen that, I was like, I seen them show that before the match, and I was like, oh well, Lesnar isn't gonna win. I doubt he would be on it. Although he did do that Sports Center thing, but I was like, I doubt he'll do this morning interview thing. But Seth's away to that, and then he'll have to come back to bloody California. I don't know how far apart these places are, but pretty crazy. But awesome, awesome main event, awesome main event. I'd say this, the main event, and then probably say the Fatal 4-Way, and then maybe Sting, Triple H, just for the epicness at the end, would be my favourite matches. They're so good. Tell me your favourite matches. Just that ending was just epic, and the Lesnar matches are just like the way he's been booked. It's good that you see less from him. Like some people say, oh, he should defend more or whatever, but I think it leaves you wanting more, and I think that's a good thing. And it's like you see him rarely. I think that's a good thing. Like when when he came champ, I thought, oh well, he should defend like every pay-per-view. But then the way it's been done, they've done it right, and that's a damn rarity for WWE, like to do something right, especially like the main roster. Um, I remember like when Rock was champ, and I didn't like that, and I still didn't really like it. Like the build to WrestleMania, it's not the same because you had Paul Heyman for this, um, but like Rock not appearing, and then they would just have like stupid previews and stuff, and like recaps every week when he wasn't there. I didn't like that. But at least they had like Paul Heyman cutting awesome promos each week. They could have done a lot more to build this match, but I think they delivered big time with this. It could have went really bad, like with Roman Reigns winning. Like the crowd would have went kind of wild. Like when he was making his entrance, I think maybe time to stop coming through the crowd. It looked like some guy was just trying to take a picture. I don't think he was trying to thingy him, and Reigns just like showed him out of the way. And they had like, I don't know if it was legit police, but there was guys dressed as police walking him down. I mean, if it's getting to that, don't you think it's time to just come down the ramp? Seems like it might be time to start doing that. But I don't think there was anybody trying to thingy him. There was somebody like tapped him on the head, and he was like, "Get the fuck out of here." But I think it might be time to just go down the stage. Too many people are starting to hate him. It's tomorrow, or tonight, or whatever on Raw. It'll be a crazy situation for him. It'll be mega boos, big time, I would say. And Lesnar and Seth will be mega cheered like he was at WrestleMania. The crowd was fucking loving it. It was loving it when Seth came out and won. They loved it. But yeah, I've rambled on a long time. Definitely the longest for my review. But I just love that ending. It was just so good. I'm gonna stop before I keep saying the same thing. So thanks for watching. If you did watch the whole thing, appreciate it. Tell me your thoughts on all things WrestleMania. Tell me what you think's gonna happen for Raw. I'm sure it'll be good. Maybe they'll continue this NWODX thing. What'll happen with Lesnar? Is he just gonna go and then return at a random time? Maybe. I'm sure Paul Heyman will probably address it. What's gonna happen with Reigns? I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. The Raw after WrestleMania became like the best show, the best Raw like the last couple of years. Especially, I thought last year's Raw was the best overall Raw that I'd like ever seen. Maybe that and Raw 1000 would be sort of tied as the two best Raws for me. So hopefully they deliver with tonight's one. So yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Even subscribe if you're feeling sexy. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. Seth is the undisputed president of the WWE.